Honolulu City Council looks at ADUs to bolster housing supply. And in small print, increasing housing supply is the target of a bill that just passed its third reading in the Honolulu City Council. It extends accessory dwelling unit fee waivers set to expire. Extends it. So
yeah, so let me give a quick. So we described this before. ADUs, accessory dwelling units, a separate unit on the property. It has some restrictions in the sense that you're basically talking about a separate dwelling max up to, I think it's 850 square feet, and you have to provide parking, but it's on the property, full kitchen, the whole 9 yards, that you can build, obviously to help supplement income, supplement the mortgage, etc. The city council has said, hey, this is one of their main solutions for providing the supply that we need to offset the demand. We're short on housing by roughly 30,000 homes. Now, great, all fine and dandy, but I have an issue with this. I think it's terrible as being a main solution. It's a one-off solution. There are roughly 300. Let me pull those up because I ran some numbers on this. There are roughly 375,000 units, homes, or condos on Oahu. 376,000 is the number that I got. We need 30,000 to help satisfy the housing shortage here on Oahu. Okay, well, Oahu, 65% of Oahu's units are townhouse or condo high rise. So you're talking 130,000 homes roughly. Well, we need 30,000 ADUs. That's 23% of the homes. And it's a one-off solution. So, and how long does this process take? It takes a year to get a permit. Then you got construction. The likelihood that one-off people are going to solve this problem, or at least put a significant dent in it, is not very likely. You're better off going into your density. And the other problem I have is add 30,000 homes to 130,000 already in existing neighborhoods where you're not doing urban sprawl at that point. Imagine what your subdivisions look like. It's cars piled out onto the street, and how does the infrastructure handle it? So I look at this and I go, great. We obviously need solutions. I don't think it's the right solution. I think you need to go urban density, high rise, infill, urban infill, keep the neighborhoods what they are. I bought a home because I want a yard and I want distance from my neighbors. I don't want my neighbors piling up on top of me. I want my friends to be able to come over and park in front of my house and be able to come over for dinner or to visit. I don't want to be busting at the seams and driving down the road and I have to stop waiting for the car coming the other way because there's 8 million cars on my street right now. To me, it's much cheaper to go build vertical and put 600 to 1,000 units in a condo rather than build one ADU, which I'm doing. I'm providing the supply, right? I'm doing my contribution, but I make sure I keep things on my property. But it's much more efficient to build a 600 unit condo than it is to do one ADU as a one-off shoot.
Yeah, and I think in your situation, you're doing an ADU for the reason people usually do them, and that's to supplement income, have somebody else rent there, whatever. But again, the size of ADUs are also they're not the same size as a house, and to compare our island, the Big Island. I'm sorry. The actual name of our island is Hawaii. We call it the Big Island, but it has the same name as the state. We commonly refer to it as the Big Island. We have a ton of space. And when people get here and they drive and they look at all these open spaces and lava fields and all this, like, wow, but there's only certain areas that are residential. And those areas, they have to expand out as well. The place where I live, Waikoloa Village, is a good example. It's a great community. I've lived there most of the time that I've lived on the Big Island. We have a golf course. We have a great community pool. But we also, in this area, start to see a lot more cars parked on the street. It used to be that, you could park your cars in your garage and maybe one in the driveway, but now, you park there's a lot of parking on the street. So it's affected our community as well. But on the other hand, our community is looking to be one of the most expanded communities over the next number of years. And it has been over the last several years because it has the infrastructure. It's already started to expand our area with more homes is a logical thing because the infrastructure is here. So we have the same issues, even though you see all this open space here that when you drive on Oahu, you don't see as much open space. It's the same thing. Not everything is designated as residential.
Yep. I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting, like, trust me, I don't have an issue with allowing ADUs, right? I'm doing it. But I don't see that as the solution. A one-off solution doesn't make sense to me. You've got to get 23% of your housing population to agree to go down this path. And then how long does it take from planning, design to permitting, construction, and finish? You're talking several years. And that's not, to me, that's not the end all be all solution. Glad to see it. This is obviously affordable housing, and more housing is obviously a priority for the state. And, we're going to see more and more different components that come through, and I'm happy to see it. But keep the country. And to me, the way you keep the country is you go urban infill, and that protects your country components, which are, to me, of the utmost importance.
It was part of the reason that Oahu went vertical, was because of lack of space. A lot of their hotels do. I mean, on our island, the unspoken rule is nobody's building anything higher than the highest palm tree. So you don't have the high rises here. We have 5 resorts north of the airport on the west side, the Kona Airport, 5 major resorts. But those resorts, you have to go like 25 miles on the highway to pass these 5 resorts. They are spread out, and there's nobody out here building a 6th resort yet. So we do have the open space. We'd like to see, more of it in the areas of, say, Kona's one, Waimea's another, Waikoloa's another, that need to expand, because they already exist, and that's going to happen. But we face the same problem, a little bit different than the situation on Oahu.
Yep. Yeah, very different. We're urban, you're country.